Okay. Now, this topic. What we are going to complete today is introduction of RA. So it will be an introduction, role, scope, and career in RA. Okay. Before that, I would like to know how many people here are having experience in RA. Hello. Am I audible to you all? Hello.
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay. So anyone has experience in RA? Okay, I assume there's no one. Okay, let's start the class. So here it is. We are what we are going to do is today introduce what is RA, what RA professional do, what is the scope for it, and what is the career in RA. Okay, this is in brief. So if you all join the class, then you will understand that what is actually happening in RA in a pharmaceutical industry. Okay, to begin with. I want to know about y'all if anyone knows what is RA or what is the function of RA or anything about RA. I would appreciate if someone could just tell me a sentence about RA if they know. Yes, anyone, please? Yeah, let me continue with this. Yes, so RA is basically a field or a department which is linked with every other department of the pharmaceutical industry. Okay. RA is dealing with um, QC department, your production department, QA department, finance department, and all the other departments. So, coming to the role of RA is basically connecting or it is forming a link between a pharmaceutical industry and a regulatory authority. So, we are in continuous communication with the regulatory authority and with the pharmaceutical industry, and we are always updated with the updated guidelines of if we want to register any product in a particular area. So this is in brief, I have told you. So what we are going to complete today is what are the different contents, that is introduction of RA, role of RA professionals, scope and career. Now, introduction of RA. Regulatory affairs is a link between the pharmaceutical company and a regulatory authority. RA is first thing responsible for registration of drug product, responsible for knowing the requirements for obtaining the product approval. Okay, so those were the functions. Basically, I want to explain this. So, regulatory affairs forming a link between a pharmaceutical company and a regulatory authority. Now, what do we actually do? See, if a pharmaceutical industry wants to market a product into a particular market, say European market. So now there are different procedures or there are different processes or procedures, you can say, through which we can register a product in European market. Okay, so we should be updated with the knowledge of which are the different procedures through which I can register my product into the European market so that a pharmaceutical company can sell its product in that particular region. Okay, so this is how a regulatory professional act as a middleman between a pharmaceutical industry and a regulatory authority. With regards to registration of product, now registration of product will go through different procedures which are available. Now, if I want to register a product in US, I will have to follow a national procedure. If it is India, I will have to follow national procedure. If Europe, Then there are four different types of procedures like centralized procedure, decentralized procedure, national procedure, and mutual recognition procedure. So these are different ways through which I can register my product in a particular region. Responsible for knowing the requirements for obtaining a product approval. Now, if I want to sell a product or register a product, or if I want to file a variation in a particular region. So, what are the different processes? What are the guidelines I have to follow? All those guidelines should be regulatory professionals should know all of them, and they should be updated ones. Okay, not the previous ones. So, as and when we will have to go online and read those guidelines and keep ourselves updated so that we can register a product in a particular market without getting a rejection. Okay. Now, RA is basically involved in two stages. One is at the R&D level, and later when the product get commercialized in a simple way. Okay, now stages of development of a new medicine would be your R&D, and post-marketing activities. It is after the approval, which will be basically after commercialization of the product. That means it's QC. Okay, QC or the commercialized product. So the RA is basically involved in new submission of the dossier. Okay. And second part is post submission. New submission means if I have a formulation, say it is a generic formulation. Generic, as you know, it is once the patent expires, the generic it is taken up by the other company, so it becomes the generic product. Now, if considering it is a generic product, so if I am changing my formulation, I'm completely taking a new product. Okay, so paracetamol, I'm changing some excipients and everything. So that will be a generic product. Now, if I'm taking a new moiety, okay, completely new API, and I'm formulating it, and I'm uh, doing many tests on it, and all that R&D, clinical trials, everything goes on. So that comes under R&D level. So once this product, everything, including your clinical trials, including your animal trials, including your uh, product formulation, what are the different properties, that is ADME, everything you study. Okay, all those activities takes place at R&D level. This is one section where RA is involved when you want to register a completely new product into the market. And once you register that product into the market, after that, whatever happens is your post-approval study. Okay, so post-approval is basically means considering you have already registered a product, okay, and you have a dossier, you have a file or entire data of that particular product. So any minor change which takes place in that file will be filed as a variation. Okay. And second part is once you get a marketing authorization, after that, after every 5 months, 5 years, sorry, you have to renew your license. If the authority feels that they want to uh, completely, provide you unlimited validity, they can do so depending on the safety rate. So here RA is involved in two stages. One is at the R&D level where new submission takes place, and secondly at post-marketing activities, that is once the product is commercialized. So this is all about just an introduction of RA. Anybody has any query on this? If you have not understood with regards to introduction of RA, you all can ask me questions at any time, okay? There is no issue. Considering you'll have understood this part, we'll move on to the next part. Now we have different authorities. Okay, that is, we have MHRA for UK, we have FDA for US, we have TGA for Australia, we have Health Canada for Canada, Inform for Portugal, and Visa for Brazil. So there are many other authorities which are involved for, or they are there for each and every region of the world. Okay, so these are few authorities I have just listed just to know about it. Okay, so then, okay, so now there are different types of applications. These are basic applications, that is investigational new drug application, that is INDA. At this level, what is done is study till the animal studies it is done and it is submitted to FDA for review. Okay, so it will involve your animal study, it will involve your all the ADME studies, the product characterization, product formulation, all these things will be included in your IND application. This is mostly for a new submission. Okay. Next will come new drug application, which is once the animal study is done, we ask to authority regarding the clinical trials, whether because since they are tested on a human being, we ask the authority whether we should do clinical trials or not. So before that, once INDA application is submitted to the authority for review, they provide us permission to perform the clinical trials. So during new drug application, it will also involve clinical trials. Okay, all the four phases. Once your new drug is done, your clinical trials are done, everything is done, your product is registered, then comes into picture is patent. So you have the approval with you. So then you apply for the patent if it is a new moiety. So that will take around 20 years. You can enjoy your right or benefits, okay, for that particular product since it is a new one. Once your patent expires, the other companies are already there in the market, which take up this active ingredient and they will formulate their own this medicine, and then it becomes a generic product. And for generic product we file what is called as ANDA, that is abbreviated new drug application. Okay, so these INDA, NDA, ANDA, these are mostly therefore the new product, and it is mostly for US, India, all these people do. And MAA is marketing authorization, which is for European market and UK market. Okay, so these are different types of applications which are involved, which we need to file. So as we go through the course, we will understand in deep about all this initial applications. Okay, any query related to this till now? Okay, we'll continue. So these are a few terms related to RA. Now, dossier. What about dossier? What is dossier? Now, people as a RA professional, we are using the RA terms as dossier. Now, what is dossier? Dossier is basically a file with the entire data. Okay, entire data of that particular active or that particular dosage form. Okay, it may be your tablet, it may be a paracetamol tablet. So that paracetamol tablet will have the entire data of paracetamol as well as the other formulations. So considering dossier in a layman's language, it will be a file which include the entire data about a particular dosage form. Coming back to modules and ECTD. So what are modules and ECTD? So ECTD is a common technical document, or if we include E in it, it will be electronic common technical document. Okay. Now, what is this ECTD? So if you ask a RA person, they will say ECTD, I have created sequence and all those things. Now, ECTD is a format. Okay. When we are submitting anything to authority, it should be in a synchronized way and a proper manner. Okay. It should be in a systematic manner, I would say. So in order to submit it in a systematic manner, we need some kind of format. Okay. So that format in our terms is CTD. And since nowadays we are using many softwares to do it, we call it as ECTD, that is electronic common technical document. So this is a format which is used to compile your dossier. Okay, so dossier can take in your mind a file which contains the entire data about a particular product. ECTD is the format in which you have to submit that data. And modules. Now, module that ECTD has basically have 5 modules. Okay, module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, and module 5. So your module 1 will include the administrative part. Module 2 will include the summary and overview of it. And module 3 will include your quality part. Module 4 will include your non-clinical part. And module 5 will include your clinical part. Okay. So these are the different modules which are there as just give me a minute. Okay. I'm so sorry. Where were we? Okay. So, dossier modules, ECTD. So basically the modules are five, module one, two, three, and four and five. Then comes variation. Now, what are variations? Once the product is registered into the market, once any minor change which is there in your dossier, as I have told you, is a file that contains the entire data about the product. If there are minor changes, for example, if there is a change in dissolution limit, or if there is a change in thickness of a tablet. So these are minor changes, but we have to notify that to authority. Every minor change which takes place in your dossier has to be informed to authority. And that change is called as variation, and it is filed as variation. Okay. And renewals. Now, what are renewals? It is like once you get a license, okay, after 5 years, you have to renew your license. Okay, once you renew your license, usually after 5 years, they tend to give you unlimited validity of your license. But once, depending on the safety data, if your safety data is clear, there is no issue with it, they will give you unlimited validity. But if there is some issue, then they might tell you to renew it after 5 years again. Okay. So this is regarding the renewal. Anything you want to know regarding dossier, modules, CCTD variations or renewals? You can ask me now. Okay. So I have taken only some terms which are there. Okay. So if there is any confusion, you can let me know. Anybody wants to know anything about it? Oh, I hope I'm audible. No one is responding. Okay. So let's move on to the next. Okay. There's one more thing. There is software. Softwares which we used for ECTD are Viva Vault, Adam, GI, and Insight for viewing. And there are many more which we should know. Okay. So let's go further. Okay. Divisions of R. Now, there are two divisions. As I've already explained to you all, one is new submission and the other one is post-approval activities. So in new submission, we have completely new submission, and post-approval, it will be once the product is registered to the market, we will have the post-approval activities. Okay. Now, new submission basically involved at R&D level. Post-approval activities basically involved after the approval, so it will be a commercialized product. So these are the two divisions of RA. Then why RA is required. Now, if we do not have RAs, how would it impact to the product? First and foremost, the protection and safety of human health. If the regulations, the law, which is applied by the authorities, is not followed, then the protection, the safety of a human health will be deteriorated. So, taking into consideration the first thing, that is about the protection and safety of human health, this will help the human or the authority as well to know about the quality of that product or how safe it is to use. So RA is the one which provides the regulations to that product so that once it reaches to the consumer, it is not harming them. Okay, so that is the first one. To know the quality, safety, and efficacy of the product. Okay, that's the thumb rule which we follow in the pharmaceutical industry. Uh, obtain the regulatory requirements for registration of drug product in the market. What are the different strategies which are required to be known by the other people will be, that is another this. And last one is drug development commercialization. Ultimately, everyone is looking for their benefits. So drug is developed and it is commercialized and money is made. So this is another thing. So main thing about RA is protection, safety of the people. Okay. Otherwise, if the RA regulations were not there, it would have harmed the human being. Then, in other words, we have role of RA professional. So we are linked with all the departments. It is not even a single department which is not there. So we are linked with all the departments. Some of the other things we have in relation with other departments like QC, QA, manufacturing, R&D, preclinical, analytical. So we are there everywhere. Somehow we are connected to them, and ultimately we are connected to regulatory agents. Now, on what issues does DRA department provide assistance? Which are the different issues we have, or other departments comes with those issues to us so that we can help them? Okay. Sorry, there's some technical issue with it. Okay. So these are the different issues which we solved. One is license, registration, development, manufacturing, quality guidance, pricing, marketing, pharmacovigilance. So these are the different things which helps us, the regulatory department deals with. Okay, licensing of the product, registration of the product, development, manufacturing, quality guidance, pricing also, as well as marketing and pharmacovigilance. Then roles and responsibilities, keeping in touch with international legislation, guidelines, and customer practices, ensure that the company's product comply with the current regulations. Our professional job is to keep a track on every ever-changing legislation in all regions in which the company wishes to distribute its product, formulate the regulatory strategies, coordinate and prepare, review all the documents. This is an important task for us. Example, the dossier, submit them to regulatory authorities within specified time frame, maintain approved applications and records of registration fees paid against the submission of DMF or other submissions, respond to the queries as they arise. So when we submit, there are some queries which comes, so we have to reply them on those queries. So these are all roles and responsibilities of our. Now, qualification requires minimum is M.Pharm, B.Pharm, MSc, BSc also can apply for this role as a RA professional. Nowadays, they are doing diploma in regulatory. There are courses available, diploma in regulatory affairs. There is PG in regulatory affairs. There are many other courses which are there. Online certification courses, other courses are also there, which are there for RA. So even these people can enter. Now, designation, these are at a minimum level I have done because other designations are also there. So previous slide. Okay, so we have trainee, we have officers, we have executive, senior executive, assistant manager, manager, senior manager, about that associate director, and so it goes on and on and on. Okay, so it will differ definitely with the other companies as well. Some companies have some other criteria for designation. So this is just a minimum level which I have listed down. Salaries, please don't mark my words. This is just I have put the numbers, but you can get good packages. I have just put on put I have just put the some kind of number, but you can consider there are companies which gives you a good package. Okay, once you get an experience, you can ask for even 50% of price. So it depends. Now, jobs in abroad. What are the careers about this in Veda? Careers in your RA profession. So it is, if I go to the careers, it is basically jobs first in abroad. Okay. You can apply for jobs in abroad, and you have government jobs. You can apply for government jobs like FDA. Okay. Then you have job. Another option is you can apply for jobs in abroad in a pharmaceutical industry. You can apply for a job in FDA. FDA, you can be a this FDA inspector or a pharmacist. Okay, you can apply for a job in CDSCO in abroad. There is a good opportunity. There are good opportunities available and good with good packages. So these are the career opportunities which are there in pharmaceutical industry for RA profession. See, everything, don't mark my words, because market is changing nowadays and there are different opportunities coming up. Okay, so one option is government job. Second option is pharmaceutical industry. Third option is you can go abroad and work there in a pharmaceutical industry, which will provide you a good package. Okay. Okay, so far I have just given an introduction. So once you join the course, so we will go in detail. We will learn about how different, which are the different procedures to, um, you know, procedure to register a product into the market. Then secondly, how the drug is developed, what about CPs, about DMS, about variations, about renewals, all these topics will be completed. Okay, once we um, opt for this course. Okay, there I have one query in the chat. Okay, you're a fresher. Are is a professional when it comes to drug. Okay, I'm sorry, I just read your comment now. You can interrupt me in the middle, there's no issue. And now you're free to talk. If you have any questions, you can go ahead for it. I'm there. There is a lot of time. If you have any questions, you can ask whatever query you have. If you want to know more about RA, about this course, you can ask me. I would appreciate if you'll ask me the question. And I'm sorry for my presentation because there's some technical issue with the laptop, I think. So, any queries?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
And myself, I'm Srinivas.
yes.
Uh, I have 2 years of experience in the pharma industry.
Okay.
Uh,
Which department?
but I'm previous year I worked in production and now validation.
Okay, good.
Uh, this 2 years experience would consider in RMM.
Yeah. Since, see, it is a good time for you to switch to RA because you have a technical knowledge with
Yeah,
you, that is production. So you can go for new submission as well as you can go for post submission as well. So because you already have 2 years of experience, so you know you're introduced to pharma. So you can easily jump to RA. Okay. This is the best time to jump because you already have a technical knowledge with you, which you can use in R. Okay,
okay.
only thing about QC and other department, QC you will have to know. Once you reach in that department, you will automatically understand. Basic requirement for a RA professional is you have to have a good communication skill, and secondly, you should be able to, you should be keen always to learn different things. That is another point. And third thing is you will have to, you get a knowledge about all the other departments from pharma. Like if you are from production department, once you go to RA, you will have to understand more about QC as well, about their documentation. So we come to know about different documents, and based on the documents, you will ultimately understand what is actually pharma. So it is a good opportunity. If you get, it is best. You can
Yeah,
opt
ma'am.
for.
And one more concern is
Yeah.
doing area in masters,
In what?
education
Doing RA in a
masters, ma'am. In masters.
master's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in
You mean
M.Pharm,
M-Pharm? Uh-huh.
specialization. Yeah, like that only.
Yeah, you can do it. It is advantageous for you only. It is
Yeah.
not hard and fast rule that you have to have a M-Pharm degree with regulatory authority, or you can have MSc also. You can have BSc also. BSc nowadays they don't prefer mostly, but even MSc can go for. Even M-Pharm, B-Pharm can go for. See, it ultimately not your degree. Even you can do M-Pharm in pharmacology, or you can do M-Pharm in cognosy, and you can do M-Pharm in Sutex or farm analysis, anything you can do. Okay, so ultimately your technical knowledge is important, what you have gained and how you're going to apply that knowledge in RA to form the different strategies. Okay, RA is not the department where you will get the entire, SOP, where you have to follow the SOP and
Yeah,
do your procedure. Okay, it is all depending on you, what kind of quality you have to present your technical knowledge on the paper here. It is not, no one is going to help you over there. So starting, they will train you as a fresher, they will definitely train you, but a person who should have that capability to learn more things and understand the concept of RA. It is not easy because there is no SOP written there to just to be followed. It is all depends on your understanding, how quick you grasp the things. See, since you have a technical knowledge, you can easily apply. So if you want to do M-Pharm in regulatory affairs, it will be advantageous for you. I'm not saying no. But it is like other departments, the person who has done B-Pharm also is taken into, or the person who has done M-Pharm in other streams also is taken into consideration. So there's no issue. So if you want to do your M-Pharm in regulatory affairs, fair enough.
and this diploma courses, madam. For degree completion, diploma, uh, area or something. They'll consider it would be a weightage for our during this interview.
See, when you go for an interview, no,
Yeah,
RA interview, I would tell you frankly, RA interview is basically depends on a case studies. Okay. Uh, as a fresher, whatever knowledge you have in academics, okay,
yeah.
so they will ask you that since you are a fresher. But if you step forward, it will be like they don't ask you about direct questions. It will be a case study. They will tell you, this is a case, I want to file this kind of variation, how you're going to put the strategy, what you're going to do. So this is how the RA interviews the answer. Okay, this is one. I'm not threatening you. So it is,
Yeah.
there are no direct questions as such. Okay, maybe the considering you're a fresher, they might ask you some direct questions, but they will be a technical questions, not the simple ones like friability, limit of friability, or limit of DISO is, say, what is the S1, S2 criteria? What is Q plus 15, Q minus 15? What is all that? So such technically sound questions they will ask you for the interview. If you, since you are a fresher, which who has a academics background, so we all have all this in academics, so they will go for a technical knowledge. And as you move forward, it will be a case study or an interview. Okay. So as a
Fine, thank
fresher, I would, yeah. Anything else? Yeah, Srinivas, anything else you want to ask?
nothing, ma'am. That's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? See, be free to ask me questions. There is no, I mean, don't get scared or something. If you have any query, if you have understood, if you want to know more about the course, you can ask me. Anybody else?
I think Suresh have some question in text in the
Yeah.
chat box.
Chat box, I can see it. Okay, okay, fine. There's nothing in notification response. Okay, ma'am, I have done masters in pharmacy, in pharmacology. I gave 3 interviews for RA top companies. I have good knowledge in regulatory affairs, but also I failed to get a job. Whatever they ask in the interview, I gave, but also failed. Now it depends on what kind of questions did they ask you and how you answered it. Can you give me an example? Suresh, what any question which they ask you, and I'll tell you what must have happened. If you can speak, is it possible? Okay, no problem. Uh, See, you have answered 3 interviews. You said you are a fresher, I guess, since you have done M.Pharm in pharmacology, or do you have any experience in other department? At least that much, if I know. Yeah. Considering you as a fresher, you have done M.Pharm in pharmacology. See, they will ask you questions. I feel they will, since you're a fresher, then they will definitely ask you regarding the medicines. They are related to pharmacology and safety, basically, because pharmacology helps RA because we have something called as safety variations. And in that safety variations, this pharmacology mechanism of actions and all those things are involved. So I guess they must have asked you regarding those questions because I wanted a clear picture, but on what basis you failed or how you answered the interview, I wanted to know. But based on this, I cannot, I don't have an example also what question they asked you so that I could tell you what must have happened. So depending on, yeah, Suresh, if you can speak.
They just only ask about the CTD common technical document. And
Yeah,
normally ICH got the principles, 13 principles of ICH.
principles of.
ICH guidelines, ma'am. 13
Okay.
principles.
Yes, yes, that they will
Easy.
ask you definitely.
I gave
ICH
answers.
guidelines. Yes, ICH guidelines are important for RA that I. Okay, yes. Yeah, these are the common questions they will ask you. So ICH guidelines, they will ask you regarding specification, analytical procedure. There is M4Q guideline, which is there. In that, everything is there about CTD, they will ask you. But asking you CTD is like, we in academics, we basically don't study about ECTD. But they must have thought regarding in ICH, there is some information about ECTD. At least you should know what is ECTD. They must have thought that way. But these are the simple questions, which as for me, it will be simple maybe. And for you, it will be, since you're a fresher, it will be a little bit difficult to opt for. Yes, ICH guidelines, since these are common guidelines which are used for in a pharmaceutical industry in every department. So yes, they do go for it since it is a combination of Japan, US, and Europe. So that's a common point. So they will ask you regarding ICH guideline, and M4Q guideline is for RA in that. So did you answer it well?
Yes, ma'am. Everything I answered, ma'am, but also I failed to get in. They
Okay.
ask only simple questions, that's it, ma'am. But also,
It depends also which company and who are the interviewers. I cannot comment on that. But if you have answered
correct.
well, then they should have selected you.
Yes.
There nowadays, you must be knowing what is going on in the pharma. So I don't have to speak about it.
I know,
So
ma'am.
yeah, those factors are also included during the interviews. So previously it was government jobs. Nowadays, private jobs also same thing, same issues are going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, don't let yourself down. You can just go on trying.
Yes, ma'am. I
It's
must try my
that's
best to do
whatever
that.
is there in our hand, we can do. So you just go on trying, you'll get it. Don't worry. Um, Anything else you want to ask? Anybody else? We still have time. If you don't have anything, then
Hello.
okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
ma'am. Then no one have any questions, so we can close the call.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Still,
you,
if they
ma'am.
have any query, they can call you. You can connect me. I can answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Okay. Yes. Thank you
Okay.
so
Okay.
much.
Thanks
Have a
to
lovely
all.
weekend.
Bye bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.